Hey, good evening, everyone. It's great to be here tonight. Thanks for coming out and putting your evenings in my hands. Seriously, I mean, you could have been anywhere, but you chose me. So, buckle up for a ride through the crazy, absurd, and downright hilarious moments of my life. Thank you. You ever know, you ever notice how life feels like it's on fast forward? I mean, one minute you're sipping your coffee, and the next you're answering emails that look like they've been written in a language from the future. And then there's me, trying to figure out how to get the perfect selfie angle while my coffee's still hot. That's modern life, folks. You know, I'm convinced my smartphone is judging me. I mean, I swear, every time I unlock it, I hear a little snicker, like, really? Another cat video? And don't even get me started on autocorrect. I once tried texting my boss about a project update, and autocorrect changed it to Project Undecorate. I mean, who's decorating a project? Now my boss thinks I'm redecorating the office. Maybe next time I'll bring throw pillows and an avocado plant. And social media, it's like never-ending carnival of staged perfection. Everyone's life looks amazing, right? I mean, you scroll through Instagram and suddenly you're wondering if you accidentally stepped into an alternate universe where everyone's trying to make a sandwich, where everyone's a gourmet chef, an adventurer, or the latest fashion icon. Meanwhile, I'm here trying to make a sandwich that doesn't fall apart. I've reached peak adulthood where my biggest thrill is finding the perfect chip-dip ratio. Oh, and then there's dating apps. Oh, dating apps, where you're a product on a shelf with the tagline, mildly interesting, occasional shower. Swiping left, swiping right, trying to decode if someone's picture with the fish isn't interesting. Is a love for the outdoors or just a weird flex? And I always wonder, if someone can't decide if they want a dog or a cat, how am I supposed to figure out if we're a match? I'll swipe right if you prefer Netflix over a night out, but left if you accidentally like meeting people face to face. It's exhausting, but hey, at least it's good material for tonight. Let's talk about family for a second, because nothing is more hilarious than the people who raised you. My mom still thinks every problem can be solved by a good home remedy. I told her, "Mom, I broke my leg." And she goes, "Oh, honey, just wrap it up in a scarf and some essential oils and you'll be right as rain." I'm like, "Mom, it's not a cold. It's a broken leg." But thanks for the natural healing tips. And dads, oh man, dads have that special way of offering advice that sounds wise at the time, but leaves you wondering if you should really trust them with your life choices. My dad once told me, "Son, when life gives you lemons, squeeze them into someone's eyes." I'm still not sure if that was motivational or just him being his eccentric self. I grew up in a family that had a weird obsession with using outdated slang. My uncle would say, "That's totally rad, dude." And I'd be like, "Uncle, you're not in your 80s anymore." It's like every family reunion turns into a live reenactment of a time capsule, where every joke is both nostalgic and painfully out of touch. Let's dive into the world of work. I don't know about you, but adulting is a wild ride. I remember the first time I got a job. It felt like I'd finally joined the league of responsible people. And then I realized my big job was just sitting in endless meetings, nodding while secretly wondering if my pen was going to be more interesting than what's on the slide. There's a moment in a job where you ask yourself, why am I really here? You know that moment when you're in a meeting and someone says, "Let's circle back on that." And you're thinking, circle back on that? We're not even on the line. Oh, like a boomerang. I started using those phrases at home too. I told my friend I need to circle back to that conversation about laundry, and he looked at me like I'd lost my mind. The other day, I had a conference call that felt like a therapy session with too many participants. Everyone's sharing their frustrations, and there I am, realizing I've become the designated IT person, even though I barely know how to change the channel on my TV. We half expected someone to say, "Have you tried turning yourself on and off again?" And honestly, that might fix my mood. So I decided to get into shape. I joined a gym because apparently that's where you go to punish yourself with a treadmill and a membership fee. Ever been to a gym at 6 a.m.? It's like a secret society of people who voluntarily chose to be miserable before sunrise. There's always that one guy grunting like he's fighting a bear, and I'm just trying not to drool over the elliptical machine. And what's with all these fitness influencers? They make working out look so effortless, as if they're doing yoga on a cloud while sipping green juice. Meanwhile, I'm over here trying to lift weights and my arms are screaming in protest. I did a push-up the other day and ended up lying face down on the floor, wondering if gravity was suddenly more aggressive than before. But seriously, health and self-care are important. I started meditating, which is basically just sitting still and trying not to think about the fact that my mind is like a hyperactive squirrel on espresso. And I'm like, no, I'd like to meditate until my problem solved. Notice how every minor inconvenience turns into a life crisis these days. Like, you misplace your keys for 5 seconds and suddenly you're staring into your own ass. Impending doom and save America. And then there's the weather. It's never just nice anymore. It's either Instagram perfect or apocalyptic nightmare. That's the modern forecast, predicting not just the rain, but also your social interactions. And she looked at me like, you forgot the artisanal sourdough, didn't you? Judges my snack choices just as much as I do. Let's talk about communication in the modern era. Email threads that look like epic sagas, or one type of national importance. And have you ever tried to text someone a joke only for autocorrect to turn it into something completely unrecognizable? I texted a friend, I'm dying laughing, and it came out as... I know I'm never really alone because there's always my phone buzzing away, and let's be honest, that constant buzzing is just a reminder that someone somewhere is probably sending you a meme at 3 a.m. It's like, please send me memes at odd hours. Because says I care, like a late night notification about a dancing banana. Now let's get a little deeper, if we can call it deeper while still laughing. Well, life is... auditioning for a role in a horror movie because every time I try to get out of bed, we all have our quirks and little imperfections. It's the same for everyone. I'm not here to preach that we need to be perfect. We're all just trying to figure it out. And sometimes laughing at the absurdity of our lives is the best medication. In the midst of all the chaos, we find these moments that make us smile. Whether it's a joke, a weird tweet, or even a perfectly timed cat video, laughter connects us all. In a way, comedy is like a mirror. It reflects our everyday struggles in a way that we can all relate to. And if we can laugh at ourselves, maybe, just maybe, we can make the world a little lighter. So thank you for letting me share my life's little absurdities with you tonight. Before I go, I want to leave you with this. Life is unpredictable, messy, and downright weird sometimes. But if you can laugh at the chaos, even if it's just laughing at autocorrect or quirky families or the bizarre world of online dating, you're already winning. Keep laughing, keep loving, and remember that even in the most hectic moments, there's always room for a good joke. Thank you all for being such an amazing audience tonight. You've been incredible. Drive safe, text responsibly, and remember, if life gives you lemons, squeeze them into people's eyes. Goodbye, everybody.